What's up, everybody? It's round 2 on a Thursday night of Wrestling Rants, baby. Still pretty somber over these neck of the woods here about the death of Bray Wyatt. Just absolutely fucking blown away by it. And between that and losing Terry Funk yesterday too, just kind of a whirlwind situation in that aspect, using two big legends of the ring in two completely different ways. I think Bray Wyatt had shown he had some absolutely top-notch creative energy in his work, storytelling-wise. Man, there's a post that he made where he talked about what pro wrestling is. You gotta find that. It's going around virally right now over social media, and it just is perfect, explaining the love of the sport we all love, and just it couldn't have been said more perfectly. And his creative ideas and such untapped. We didn't barely get to see enough of it, and that is the real sad part of it all. Is passing away at 36 years old. Just tragic. A little bit more information has come out since the previous rant. It's been about an hour or so since the last one, and reading up a little bit more, that same reporter who did report that Bray Wyatt had a heart attack that killed him, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com, also recently had reported, around a month ago or so, that Bray had a very serious life-threatening health issue earlier in the year, which presumably was why he left the company and had been gone for so long. Was the company was monitoring it very, very closely. But by all indications, Bray Wyatt was on his way to recovery and a return very soon. Even an interview with his father, Mike Rotunda, confirmed that from about less than a month ago even. I talked about the picture with Tatanka and Bray Wyatt at the gym. He looked in tremendous shape, had lost some weight as well. But yeah, apparently I think the whole situation stems from a bad situation that came down with him and COVID around February, and heart complications after that. Just absolute tragedy. And this is going to be a tough one in the days to come, for sure. As I'm sure more sad information is going to come out around this situation and his health, and it would have been more likely. It's just so sad. So talk more about this on the weekend. Probably drop a later rant down with some updates on the death of Bray Wyatt at 36 years old. Just so sad. So let's keep rolling with the rants. Midweek must-see matches. We are covering a lot of ground again this week. We're talking August 17th through the 23rd of August. Last Thursday into yesterday evening. That is our range here this week for midweek must-see matches, as it always is, Thursday through Wednesday of every week. We take a look at the end of the week, as we are now, at the best matches all week long from all the major promotions around the world. So let's get into it. On the 17th, Thursday night, we had a trio of matches, one from Ring of Honor and two from Impact in Chicago, which I have to tell y'all, don't miss Impact tonight, Thursday night. Try to get a stream of it if you missed it tonight. Go to the main event, watch the introductions of Brian Myers and Alex Shelley, but particularly Brian Myers, because you will see an unmasked Red Jed at the outset of that intro. Get into it with Brian Myers before he enters the ring. Just giving you a little hint that if you you're interested in seeing the other side of Red Jed, check out that match where trying to make funny faces at Brian Myers, actually trying to get him to laugh or grin or something. The dude is a true heel. He did not flinch one bit, but he, on the reverse side, we'll check out the entrance of Brian Myers on Impact tonight. See what I'm talking about. I'll just leave it at that. All right, so going back to Thursday the 17th, Impact had 2 matches, and as I said before as well, Ring of Honor had one match I thought that was really worth standing out for, and that was Gravity against Gringo Loco. I think I talked about this somewhat extensively in the Versus rant this past week, but this opened the show, and this was pretty much the best part of the show. These two worked very well in lucha style, and Gravity was really innovative with some of the spots he was doing, but honestly, so was Gringo Loco. These two were really awesome as the opener of Ring of Honor last week. Also, let's talk about Impact from last week. I was talking about Impact on this week just a little bit ago. Let's talk about last Thursday. On the 17th, we had 2 matches that stood out. First was the main event, Rascals against Sami Callihan and Rich Swann. Winner gets a tag title shot at Emergence, which is coming up the exact same day as All In, this Sunday, only in the evening. Impact Emergence from Toronto. So Rascals will take on Subculture at that event for tag titles based off of this match that was pretty good shit. But the real highlight of this show last week was Moose against Kevin Knight. Man, this was good. I did not have even the slightest inklings that this was going to be like one of these matches that blew the whole show out of the water, but it was. This was arguably the best or the second best match on either night of Impact Wrestling in Chicago back at the end of July, frankly. This was that damn good. So if you haven't checked this one out yet, please go for it. Both guys look like $1 million in this match, and I want to see a rematch Impact. Come on, let's go. Friday the 18th had a double clothesline of sorts of matches here. First from Rampage, Commander against Phoenix. You know, it was similar to Gravity and Gringo Loco. Innovative spots you're not usually seen, maybe never seen. Pretty good near falls. Everything was covered on a lucha tip with this match, very similar to Gravity and Gringo Loco. I think I did like Commander and Phoenix just a little bit more than the Ring of Honor match with Gravity and Loco. Also on the 18th, on SmackDown, you know which match I'm talking about. The possible retirement match in WWE for Edge against Sheamus from Toronto. This was celebrating Edge's 25th anniversary with the company, and we'll see where they go. But this may be Edge's last WWE match. It's very doubtful this is Edge's last match, period, in wrestling. We'll see what happens. There's some rumors that maybe AEW bound. There is apparently an offer from WWE to Edge, which he hasn't accepted yet, so stay tuned, as they say in the business. More to come with Edge for sure, one way or another, either AEW or return to WWE. Saturday the 19th, there was a couple good matches as well on this night. Also to note, probably the best entrance of the week was at GCW Homecoming Night 1, which was on this date last week, and Matt Cardona. And damn, coming out in the Ghostbuster car with Ghostbuster gear and with Stephanie DeLander, of course. You gotta check that entrance out. But the match itself, it was something. Maki Ito and Nick Gage against Matt Cardona and Stephanie DeLander in a death match. Well worth your way to check that one out. That was Saturday the 19th. Also, Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, the main event from the New Japan Junior Festival USA. Oh my God, this match. Kevin Knight had an incredible week in wrestling. Elevated here for sure. Elevated for sure, even in a loss. Both matches, he got elevated big time in both of them. He looks like a star. He's making waves, folks. You're going to be hearing a lot about Kevin Knight coming up down the road. I could definitely see Impact pushing him further. I could see New Japan have an interest for him in the junior division over in Japan. You remember, he was a dojo guy, so I think Destination New Japan coming up, Kevin Knight, he's going back to Japan, I think, pretty damn soon here. Also on Saturday the 19th from Collision, Christian Cage and Darby Allin, man. This was just a fun match. Saw Dynamite last night. Christian's been added to the coffin match now. I think that's a good move. This was a kind of sort of preview to that. And if it's anything like Christian and Darby from Collision, yeah, buddy, this match is going to be good. Coffin match and all in. Let's go to Sunday the 20th. We got a lot of matches to talk about from Sunday as well. The Masha Slamovich match with Blake Christian from GCW Homecoming Night 2. See it, please. Also, from the Multiverse United 2 event, which didn't talk about a lot, as well as that Super Junior Festival USA from the night before. You really got to check those shows out. I could have listed about 3 or 4 other matches from that Super Junior Festival that really are top-notch, because the whole show pretty much delivered. A 9-match card. It was very strong. I gotta say that's a must-see show of the week, no doubt. And I think Multiverse 2 also was very much a must-see show, with 3 matches particularly that I thought were really top to fucking notch. How about Alex Shelley and Hiroshi Tanahashi for the Impact Heavyweight Championship? Damn, this may have been Alex Shelley's best title defense yet since being champion. Tanahashi just made it look great, and it's classic Tanahashi. The selling was great. There was homages to past New Japan athletes like Shinsuke Nakamura in this match. This was the fucking shit. Let me tell you, this was a great main event from the United Multiverse 2. Also, what I consider the semi-main of this card was Leo Rush and Trey Miguel from Impact against Steve-O Mike Bailey and Hiromu Takahashi. So, with Mike Bailey winning the Super Juniors tournament, he's pretty much guaranteed at some point a match with Hiromu. And coming out of this match as well, Leo Rush got the pin on Hiromu, meaning he also is presumably getting a shot at Hiromu. I don't know if it's going to be a 3-way. Could this be in Impact? Could this be in New Japan? Where are they going with it is anybody's guess, but I am all in on this. This tag match was great. Leo Rush, Trey Miguel, Mike Bailey, and Hiromu. Definitely worth checking out. Also from Multiverse United 2, the New Japan Strong Women's Championship, and Julia from Stardom in her first match in the States ever. Charisma, so much charisma with this woman. She just is a star, and had a phenomenal match with Momo Kogo, Giselle Shaw, who I thought had her literal best match I have ever seen her have, period, and Deonna Purrazzo, who looked great in there as well. This was a fantastic 4-way women's match, and much like the Super Juniors Festival USA, which was from the ECW Arena, this Multiverse United 2 was also from the ECW Arena. Great crowd both nights, about 700 people. They were rabid, they were into everything, and it really made both of these shows must-see, but these matches particularly from those shows that I just talked about, the 3, Alex Shelley, Tanahashi, the tag match with Hiromu, and the Julia 4-way, as well as the Mike Bailey match with Kevin Knight from the night before at the same location. These are all must-see matches, no doubt. Monday the 21st, let's talk about a couple more. This was from, of course, Monday Night Raw. And once again, I think a few weeks ago, this was a match that made the list. Gunther and Chad Gable. Man, this was so good. Pay-per-view matches coming with these guys. Gable won by countout. this match was fantastic. I can't wait for the big one. They're obviously setting up for another match with these guys, which is probably going to be, like I said, on the pay-per-view, I'm hoping. And I'd say after Gunther passes the mark as Intercontinental Champion, I think it's time to consider a guy like Chad Gable getting a run with the Intercontinental Championship. That'd be awesome. I'd be all for that. And then, of course, the main event, the six-man Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes against Judgment Day. Feels like we've seen this match a million times on different Raws, but they gave this match time. I thought it was well done, and the crowd of Quebec was so hot, which made this show even that much better. Tuesday the 22nd, we had NXT with one match of note, NXT Heatwave. Noam Dar and Nathan Frazier for the Heritage Cup. This was great. I really liked this match. I thought this was the best match of NXT Heatwave. Honorable mention to Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov. That match was surprisingly better than I thought it'd be. And then a match I thought that was not as good as I had expectations for, and that was the main event of Carmelo Hayes and Wes Lee. I thought that was going to be something else. Match of a year candidate, perhaps in the NXT brand. It was a disappointment, unfortunately. But Noam Dar and Nathan Frazier certainly was a very excellent match for the Heritage Cup on NXT this week. And then going to last night, a really good episode of Dynamite, I have to say. Not so much of the in-ring, but the promo work was great. I thought the last-minute build to All In was generally very, very good. And then one match to talk about for sure, Jon Moxley and Rey Fenix. I think that was the best in-ring of the show. I liked the post-match just as much as the match itself, I think, with the return of Santana and Ortiz. So that's set now for Stadium Stampede indeed. We just talked about that not too long ago. I think Monday on Laying the Rant Down that Santana and Ortiz were rumored to be coming back. They sure are back. They return in the post-match of this match, Jon Moxley and Phoenix. So check that match out as well as the post-match for sure. And that's it for the week in wrestling. Lots of must-see matches. Come on back. We got one more for the night, and that is Rantrospective. As still earlier this evening, the news came down about Bray Wyatt. Still stunned, but it is what it is. And my cat just scratched me hard on the back, so it's time to sign off. Wrestling Rant. See you back here for Rantrospective.